Hi guys, it's Jen here doing my next lifted video. Today we're doing Kate Kennedy, who's Kraftinkate on YouTube. So please see below for a link to the video for that particular layout and for her channel. I really liked this layout that she had done because of all the layering that she did behind the photo, but she also keeps it fairly simple and doesn't sort of overload the page and keeps the focus on the photos, which is one of the reasons I really like Kate's style. And I've been watching her videos for quite a long time, and I'm really pleased that she's been making more videos again lately. So I'm playing around here with the bits that are left from my June Citrus Twist kit, and Kate had done a square photo for hers, and I had a 4x6 photo that I had wanted to use. So I did trim it down so it's not quite 4x6, but it's still more rectangle than square. And I just made that work for me. In looking at hers, she had some square layers in behind, and I just made mine rectangle to make that work. So I'm going to spend quite a lot of time playing around with these layers and trying to decide how I wanted them to work. I was really wanting to make sure that your eye was really drawn to the photo and to the sort of the way that the sunlight was playing on the water and on the grass, and sort of pulling your focus into that color in the center of the photo. So I'm playing with the two different greens that were in the kit, and there was also sort of a lemony, limey kind of color in there as well, and so you'll see me play with that quite a bit. And that green there, that's a jelly bean soup, I believe, paper, is going to end up being what's behind my photo initially. I do have it matted on just a thin white cardstock border as well, just because I really wanted to make sure that color was the focus. And after that, what I did is I pulled in this piece. I believe that's 7 paper for Studio Calico, the Baxter line, if I remember correctly. I pulled that one in next because I wanted to use that to help pull in the other colors I was going to use. And if you have a good look at Kate's layout, she kind of did the same. She has sort of a focus piece that is to the left of her photo that has all the colors that the rest of her mats are. And so I wanted to do something similar to that, because I think it really helps pull your layout together, especially when all those colors aren't in your photo. So the other thing I did pull into was some blue, because there was a bit of blue in that paper, but in the end I realized you can't even see it, but I just thought it brought just a nice bright tone to the layout as well. And the other thing that I pulled in was that stripy paper, which was my absolute favorite. And if you watched my lifted video last week, I used that as the inspiration for painting my background. And I'm going to fiddle with that paper a whole bunch of times. And I was going to edit it out, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave it in this time and show you that my actual process of picking, and that I go back and forth. And that, you know, in some of my videos it may look like, you know, oh, lickety split, she just gets this done and she never hesitates. It's totally not the case. Some layouts go really easily, and other layouts, they just don't. My video that will come out, or has come out, because I'm taping this on the same day, but my video that's coming out Tuesday, I really struggled with that one. I was using a sketch, and for some reason I just was struggling quite a bit with the layout of it, and this one just came easier for some reason, but I still played around with the papers quite a bit until I got the look that I was going for. And here you're going to see me pull her back up again, and part of it is I'm going to ink a little bit of it, but I was just, when I was doing the corners, so Kate had done a little piece of pattern paper, and I did a different one in each corner, piece of pattern paper in each corner, sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. And I decided I just wanted one of them to be a bit of the pink from that striped paper, and the piece that I had left in my kit was a big, large piece, like almost half a sheet, and I didn't want to cut that up. So you can see there, I just cut it off of that mat that's going to be underneath my photo anyways, and I used that instead. So, oh, and there, that piece right there was almost a matte on my layout on Tuesday. It was almost a matte on this one. And then in the end, I was like, you know what, I'm using this piece of paper because it has been stuck down and ripped up and stuck down and ripped up. I'm using it. So it got tucked in because I just wanted it done. And the other thing that I did here is I added some photo corners, which I haven't done a ton of, but when I did my lifted video last week where we lifted Wilma Fürstenberg, she uses those quite a lot, and so kind of got me into using them, so I've used them on the last several layouts that I've done. And right there, I just switched around the little pieces in the corners just so that I was kind of keeping the colors away from each other, if that makes sense. So I moved the blue one up to the top left because there was blue in the bottom right, and then I moved the green down to the bottom right and the pink and the orange. So yeah, when you see the close-ups, maybe that will make a little bit more sense. I was also trying to stick pretty closely to using this kit. So I'm using the script thickers that came in the kit. I'm using the Embellishment cut-aparts. I'm using a piece of wood veneer in the top corner there. It was my last one of those really cute little border ones. I believe that's actually from my main kit. And I also have this cut-apart sheet from my June kit, and I'm cutting out the phrase little things and tucking that, I'm kind of doing 3 just really tiny little embellishment clusters around my photo. Kate had a bit more on hers, but I just thought for what I was doing, this made more sense. But they're in a similar placement to how she did hers. Because I have that tag down in the bottom, and then I had put that little things word, I felt like I needed to put something really similar up in the top. So I was playing around with another Embellishment cut-apart. I play around with a word here from the print and cut, and then in the end I realized that I have this puffy little arrow label that says happy note, and it was the same similar tone, so I used that instead. And because I was using that wood piece up in the top right, I wanted to put wood veneer in my other 2 clusters, so I just pulled out 2 small hearts, and then I'm using 3 pink glittery stars that were also in this month's kit to finish out those little embellishment clusters. So again, keeping it really simple, keeping the focus on my photo, and I really like how those pieces of paper in the corner, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time explaining those little pieces of pattern paper in each of the 4 corners. But anyways, I really like how that really brings your focus into the middle and onto your photo. And that's one thing that I think Kate does really well. She keeps her layouts simple, but she has lots of layers. She uses embellishments, but she really keeps the focus on her photo, and I really love that. So last thing I'm doing on here is I'm just using a stamp set from Citrus Twist. That's a nice scripty, and it says recorded. And I also sprinkled on some gold color shine. And I think I am pretty much finished. So I have some close-ups for you. I want to say thank you to Kate Kennedy for inspiring Christy and I. Please go and see Christy's video. The link will be below. Bye now.